Hey guys, Xenith here, and today I wanted to make a little bit of a video on the Persona 3 remake. So I'm not going to be buying this game, I'm just going to say it right from the start. I'm not going to be buying it at launch, at least. There is one pretty massive reason, there's a few reasons, but the main reason here is the price. So the price of the game is too expensive, it's 60 quid. 60 quid for a remake, right? Now 60 quid, that's a new thing. Games were always 50 quid here. I know they were $60 in America, but this is the equivalent of them going up to 70. So if we go here onto the Steam page, you'll see we've got 60 quid, 59.99. We've got the Digital Deluxe Edition, which is 70 quid, and we've got the Premium Edition, which is 85. That is insane, alright? That is really expensive. Now, obviously, if you read down here, you'll see that mostly what you get with these other editions is cosmetics, but I still feel it's a bit ridiculous to be charging 85 quid on day one for a game. That's Ubisoft levels of day one DLC. So it does make me feel like if I bought the game at 60 quid, the base version, I would be kind of missing out on some of the content that the game originally released with, which just feels kind of unfair to me. Now, onto another reason why I'm not going to be getting this game. It's because a while back, they released Persona 3 Portable on the Switch, the Xbox, and the PlayStation. Hold on, let's switch back to the other camera. As you can see on my Switch here, I've got the game. I bought it a while ago, and I played a bit of it. I played about 5 hours of it, I think. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I was planning on playing through the whole thing. I was actually planning on doing a video series playing through the whole game, but that didn't actually work out. And yeah, I always wanted to play Persona 3 because people said it's an amazing game. It's one of the best Personas. It's just really great. And Persona 3 Portable has the female main character, which is something I'll get onto in a little bit. So I was excited for that. And after they released Persona 4 Golden on Steam, if we just go to it right now, Persona 4 Golden here, I actually own this game already. And I do actually own it on the Vita as well, but this copy is still sealed. I don't plan on unsealing that. And I loved Persona 4 Golden. I also have Persona 5 Royal, which I actually bought my PS5 for. This was a console seller, you can see my PS5 down there. There's only one other game that I've played on my PS5, and that's Final Fantasy 15, and I have that on the PC as well. So, yeah, it was a console seller for me. That game effectively cost me £500, and was it worth it? Probably not, but I enjoyed it a lot. So for them to go and release Persona 3 Portable on the Switch and the PC and pretty much every platform that people have, it made me feel like they were kind of trying to take money from us. You know, for a long time, Persona 5 was only on the PlayStation. It was locked down onto there. It was a console seller, like I said. They didn't want people buying it on other consoles, or they were locked into a contract which prevented that. Either way, you couldn't buy it anywhere else. But with the Persona 3 Portable, they just immediately went and released it on everything, so everybody could buy that game. And another thing is that when they released Persona 3 Portable, we had absolutely no clue that a remake was coming. And obviously this remake is pretty, you know, it's pretty big. It's a high effort game, obviously. You know, just look at some of the gameplay here. It's a good looking game. It's in the style of Persona 5 by the looks of it, or at least the same kind of engine. I don't really know the details, but it looks great. It looks really good. The fact that we had to buy Persona 3 Portable, not even knowing this was coming, I kind of had the idea that we would never get something like this. There was no hints or anything at it. It was just, you've got Persona 3 Portable now, play it. Because people have been asking for that for a long time. And I don't know, it just makes me feel like they've stolen money from me and then offered me something better, but at a higher price. It's just really shit. It makes me feel really bad about my purchase. It gives me massive buyer's remorse for my copy of Persona 3 Portable. Even though that game was cheap, I still feel like I was cheated out of my money. And that is probably the only reason I bought Persona 3 Portable, is because it was the only way to play it on a modern console. I could have gotten it on the Vita, I'm pretty sure, because I do own a Vita, obviously. But I've moved on from that, and I wanted to play it on the Switch. Anyways, I'm just rambling now. So another little point that I wanted to make is that it's not really a new game, is it? It's an old game. It's Persona 3. It's just Persona 3. It's not got a new story. The creatives behind it haven't had to come up with anything new for it. It's literally just an old story remade into a new engine on modern consoles and everything. And of course it does look good. It does look good. I do not deny that. I would absolutely love to play this game. But it It just isn't new. A Persona 6 would be probably worth 60 quid, I would say. I would happily pay 60 quid. Well, I don't know if I should say that, but I would happily pay a high price for Persona 6 because those games are high effort and they usually have a really good story. But Persona 3, that game is 20 years old. And just to go onto the old story point a bit more, is that they don't actually have all of the content in the Reload remake, apparently, because it doesn't have the female main character. And that also just kind of makes me feel like they just want us to play the port that they made. They want us to buy that as well, which just makes me feel even more scammed out of my money. Alright, I don't want to have to buy 2 games to get the full story. I want it all in one game. Is that unreasonable to want? I don't think it is. And on top of that, Persona 3 Portable is an old game. It's got old game design stuff. It's pretty hard to play. It's, it's got the weird styling on it, and people aren't usually big fans of that. An argument that I've seen is that the developers need to get paid, and I wasn't even sure if I needed to address this, but I feel like I need to say it. Developers don't get paid a percentage of the sales of a game. That's the shareholders and the corporation. The people who made this game are getting paid a salary. So buying this game isn't going to be helping the poor little developers working in the office 24/7. They already got paid. So don't feel like you need to be pressured into buying this game or else somebody's going to be going hungry, because they're not. They're getting paid. That's how this works. Anyways, that's most of my points over this. I'm not going to be buying it because it's mostly too expensive. It's they scammed us out with the Persona 3 port, and it just really doesn't seem like a valuable game to me. I'll happily buy it when it goes on sale, maybe about half price, maybe less than that, maybe like 60% off. I'll happily pay like I'll pay like 40 quid for it. 40 quid seems fair if it comes with all of the DLC. Anyways, that's literally everything. I don't think I have anything else to say on this. I'm voting with my wallet. I think you should too if you are against these kind of practices from companies. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.